The following is an exclusive presentation of Jesup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
WIFO FM in Jesup, 105.5 on your FM dial. It's now time for the world famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Bridge Ford, by the Women's Health Center, by Wolf Animal Hospital, and by Murphy Builder Supply. And good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
All right, we have got a very special guest via phone from Washington, D.C. Bob, go ahead and do the introductions.
As promised, First District Councilman Buddy Carter calling in from Washington, D.C. to give us an update on the shutdown. Buddy, how you doing?
I'm good, Bob. How are y'all?
I'm doing great. First time we've got a chance to talk to you in the year 2019, so appreciate you calling in. Like I said, you've been a regular on this show since being up in Washington as our congressman, but unfortunately, not good circumstances right now. Everybody talking about the shutdown. The question, Buddy, is there any end in sight?
Well, Bob, I wish I had better news, but quite honestly, right now we just seem to be at a stalemate, and the big question seems to be what's going to break it loose? What's going to be the thing to shake it loose to where we can get back to the negotiations and get back to the negotiating table and see if we can't get it resolved. You know, we're in the 28th day now, and people are hurting, and we understand that. You know, in all fairness, I feel like the president and administration have negotiated in good faith. They've made proposals that the Democrats have just ignored and walked away from. So it's very, very frustrating at this point.
As you mentioned, people have missed one paycheck. They're close to missing the second paycheck. Are you hearing from your constituents, and what are you hearing?
Well, we do, and we've got a lot of federal employees, including those at the federal prison there in Wayne County, and also down at FLETC, a lot of federal employees down there, and all over, Coast Guard, all throughout the First District. We've got a number of federal employees, and we do hear from them, but we do hear from a lot of constituents who are very much in favor of securing our borders and understand that the number one responsibility of the federal government is to provide is to protect our homeland, and we have to do that through secure borders. So we have many more calls in support of the president and in support of securing our borders than anything.
You know, just watching it from afar, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, the frustration for a normal person is the fact that no one's discussing anything. Like they're not even at the table. Like I said, they go to each corner like boxers and don't come out and fight, don't come out and argue, don't come out and discuss anything. As a congressman, where's the frustration for you, and what's this sentiment up in Congress? I mean, what are y'all doing? Can you do anything to get these two sides together at the table?
Well, we certainly have been encouraging, both sides, especially, the Democrats have taken this attitude of not 1 cent mentality. We're not going to give you 1 cent. We need to get focused on the issue here. The issue is securing our borders. The issue is a crisis at our borders. And instead, the Democrats are looking at it as, we just cannot allow the president to deliver on a campaign promise. Well, this is more than a campaign promise. I mean, why did this president get elected? He got elected because of what he proposed, and one of the main things that he proposed was securing our border. That is important to people, and they understand that. Well, the Democrats are just hell-bent on not allowing him to deliver on a campaign promise, and they're losing focus on the fact that we have to secure our borders. I've been to that border. I've seen it firsthand. I served on the Homeland Security Committee and had an opportunity to visit down in San Diego, down in Arizona, down in Texas. I've seen how porous it is, and we need fencing in many areas. In other areas, we need technology. We need boots on the ground. We need blimps and drones, all of those things. We need a combination of things to secure our borders.
And the Democrats have voted for this in the past, right? I mean, they voted for border security. Yeah. So that's the frustrating thing when you watch the nightly news and you see all these reports. It's like, if they voted for it one time, then why, in a Republican state, it's just because they don't like the president, and watching it from afar, that seems to be a sticking point. That's all this is two sides that just don't like each other.
Well, and that's exactly right. And you have to separate the politics from the policy. And the policy is that, again, as I said earlier, the number one responsibility of the federal government is to protect our homeland, protect our citizens. And look what's happening now at that border. Human trafficking, drugs. 90% of the heroin that comes into this country comes across that border. 80% of the fentanyl, the illegal fentanyl that comes into this country, can be traced back to one cartel in Mexico. We have to secure that border. We've got gangs, we've got criminals coming across that border, terrorists. We have to secure our border.
Yeah, the one person has been quiet, at least watching it from just watching every night. Where's Mitch McConnell at? I hadn't heard him say anything in the last several weeks.
Well, and that is a good point, because he has been quiet. He's made it clear. He said, we're not going to take up anything that the president won't sign, and we're just not going to waste our time on that. And I get it. I understand. That's why I alluded to earlier that I don't know what it's going to take to break loose the stalemate. Something has to happen. It's just, I thought Lindsey Graham has made some good suggestions. I mean, the Democrats have long talked about the DACA recipients and what do you do with them, and with the deferred action for childhood arrivals. Maybe that's a bargaining tool. Maybe that's something that needs to be brought to the table. Let's talk about it. There are a number of issues that the Dems want that I'm sure the president is willing to negotiate with. But, the last move was made by the administration. And a compromise is out there. A compromise can be had. I'm convinced of that. There is a number between the $5 billion that the president has proposed and asked for, and whatever the Democrats are offering as well.
Well, let me play devil's advocate, because I've heard the Democrats say, open up the government and we'll come back to the bargaining table and discuss border security. So why not just do that?
Well, that's not going to work. The president has made it clear that he's not going to do that. And this is the way our government is set up. We in Congress, we appropriate. We appropriate funds. The president makes requests. The only thing that he can do when he doesn't get what the administration doesn't get what they have asked for is to veto it or not to sign it into law, and that's what he is doing. He is saying, look, I have to have this. It's for the security of the country. If you're not going to give it to me, then I'm not going to sign it. Well, by not signing it, we keep the government closed.
State of the Union.
At least a partial shutdown. Let me be clear on that. 75% of the federal government is up and running.
Yes, joining us again on the phone with us from Washington is 1st District Congressman Buddy Carter. State of the Union address a couple weeks away. Pelosi's trying to get the president to delay that. Where do you see that playing out?
Well, and of course, the latest news on that is that Speaker Pelosi had a trip planned to Afghanistan that the president has now avoided. So it's kind of tit for tat, which is, somewhat, I don't know. These games have to stop, and we just have to get down to focus on the real issue. And this about the president not being invited again because of security reasons, that's ridiculous. Obviously, it's nothing but politics. The speaker's trying to make a point, and then the president makes a counterpoint by avoiding her trip to Afghanistan. So, we've got to get past that. We've got to get down and just get into the room and negotiate and break this loose.
No, buddy, I don't have kids, but I've had kids. If I did have kids, I hope they're not watching this, because it's like fifth graders arguing, and that's what you keep hearing. You're a politician up there in Washington trying to do a job. How frustrating is that for you to hear that most of the public see the president, Pelosi, acting like fifth graders?
Well, it's very frustrating, because I know you find this hard to believe, but all of the negotiating is being done by leadership, and I'm not in leadership yet. I hope to be one day, but I'm not now. So it's very frustrating to be up here and not have the ability to get in there and just say, come on, let's get it done. I mean, I encourage them, and I do what I can, and And there are things I can do, but at the same time, this is not going to be resolved until Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump decide it's going to be resolved.
Is anything getting done in Washington? You know, they talked about when the Democrats took control that there's still issues like infrastructure that they could agree on. You know, is anything getting done positive up in Washington, or is this just a total stalemate and nothing's getting done?
No, there's it's business as usual as far as we're concerned. Right now, we're in somewhat of an organizing mode in the sense that we've had committee assignments. In fact, I got my subcommittee assignments yesterday, and they're good. I'm still on health, so that's a good thing. Still on environment, and now I'm going to be on consumer protection, those 3 subcommittees, so I'm very excited about that. I didn't find out until last night. So a lot of what has happened this first few weeks has been just organizational.
Buddy, is there any situation here where, you know, if you can't get both sides to come together, I mean, both of them are, they're dug in their trenches and they don't want to get out because of the positions they have. Is there any way that a group could go out there and file in federal court to force them to reopen the government and the court system get involved in any type of way?
Well, Bob, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know that that could be done. I suspect it's an option. I will tell you this: there was a group of newly elected Democratic House members who yesterday marched over to Mitch McConnell's office and demanded that the government be reopened. You know, at the same time, I'm a member of the Border Security Caucus, and we met yesterday, as a matter of fact, and we were talking about, you know, what can we do to assist in this. In breaking this stalemate, and there are things that we're trying to do. We're introducing legislation right now to see if we can't to break this loose. And so, you know, we're all trying our best, but again, it boils down to leadership and it boils down to personalities a lot of times, which is very unfortunate because we have to stay focused on the issue. That's what's at the issue at hand. That's getting the government back open and securing our borders.
If you had to guess, buddy, which side's going to blink first? If you had to guess.
Well, I am, you know, my view's a little skewed because I am a Republican, but, you know, someone like a Lindsey Graham, and I applaud Lindsey for trying to break this stalemate. I think he's come up with some good ideas, and it's going to take something like that. Well, I don't know that, you know, if we're just going to have to forget about losing face and forget about saving face and just get down and work this out. You know, let us know what you have to have. Until the Democrats give up on this, no, we're not giving you 1 cent mentality, it's not going to go anywhere, I'm telling you.
Well, again, we appreciate you calling in. Always good to talk to you. Like I said, you know, people are curious when the stalemate's going to end, but as you mentioned and as we see, it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. The president has said he could just do what he wants to do and get the funding for his wall. He's talked about that. You think he will go that route eventually?
Well, he has mentioned that. He's ruled it out recently, and again, if the Democrats were to come to the table and start negotiating, it wouldn't be necessary to be concerned about whether he's going to be taking money from the Corps of Engineers and harbor deepening and disaster relief and everything else to build and secure that wall. I hope that's not the case, and I don't think that will be the case. But at the same time, the president does. The executive branch is granted certain powers, and the president's not afraid to use those powers.
Now, Buddy, before we went on the air, you were talking about a function that you're going to be involved with up in Washington, D.C. today that I know that I was totally unaware of. What is the event that you're going to be participating in today in Washington?
Well, we've got thousands of people up here today for the March for Life. These are pro-life people who have come from all across the country. We've got a number of people coming from the 1st District. We don't have votes today, but I stayed over because I want to visit with them and welcome them to the office and have them and let them know how much that we appreciate what they're doing. But this is a big march held every January 19th here in Washington. It's March for Life and just pro-life groups, Christians from all across the country who want to see abortion ended in this country.
All right. Thank you, Bud. Bob?
One more thing. You mentioned Lindsey Graham. We just had 4 servicemen killed in an attack in Syria. The president's stances were leaving Syria. Lindsey Graham seems to be cautious about that. Where do you stand on that, buddy?
Well, I'm concerned too. I'm concerned about us pulling out of Syria. I'm concerned about ISIS. They remain a threat, obviously. Anytime we lose American troops, we're concerned, and my thoughts and prayers go out to all of those family members who have been impacted by this. This is something we have to pay close attention to. I know that the president wants to bring our troops home. I know he wants to get us out of Syria. I recognize the fact that we can't be the world's policeman, but at the same time, we've got to make sure that our allies can depend on us and know that they can depend on us, and this is something that's very important. So I'm going to stop short of criticizing the president for bringing the troops out of Syria, but at the same time, I will express my deep concern about that decision.
Okay. Again, always good talking to you. Again, have fun today in Washington. And when you headed home, anytime soon?
Yeah, well, this is a grandbaby weekend, so we're going to be up here with the grandbabies. But I'll be home on Monday in the MLK parade in Savannah on Monday.
Okay, dope. Well, again, appreciate you calling in. Again, you're always welcome to be on the show, and people like hearing what you have to say, so we appreciate you calling in.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Butch.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, buddy. WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio. Congressman Buddy Carter called in live from Washington, D.C., giving his take on the government shutdown. 16 minutes after 8 o'clock, we've got more guests coming up here on the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, everyone. We've made it to Friday. Today we'll have partly cloudy skies. Afternoon highs will be climbing into the low 60s, and tonight, with clouds around, our low will settle around 50 degrees. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy during the day, a little warmer with highs in the upper 60s. We'll bring in showers for Saturday night. Sunday, a chance of showers mostly early on, clouds around, cooler temperatures, and a high near 60 degrees. I'm Georgia meteorologist Laura Huckabee in the GNN Weather Center.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jesup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jesup.
When we say right on the corner and right on the price, we mean it at Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Up to $12,000 off 2018 F-150s. $12,000 off America's #1 selling truck. Stop the search. Call Mike Birch and 24/7 at MikeBirchFord.com.
105.5 FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO. We continue on with the world-famous Butch and Bob Show. And in the studio with us right now, we've got a couple of guests from Fairhaven here in Jesup. We've got Karen Jackson in here along with Shelby Nichols. Good morning, Karen. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. And I know that y'all requested time this morning to be on to talk about some of the things that y'all do at Fairhaven, also not only the services, but the facility and the store. So tell us a little about what's going on at Fairhaven, Karen.
We are, the store is based off of the shelter. We run sales every week. Everything that we do at the store, all proceeds go back to the ladies in the shelter to help them get a new place to stay, new furniture, and all that. We have sales every week, Monday through Friday, different sales, and they're 50% off every day. Everything that's donated is a tax donation write-off. So...
And folks can just go by and drop off there. It's right there on Broad Street, right there at the end of Magnolia Street, and drop it off. I know I've dropped stuff off there before. Plus, I've gone in there and looked around also because, you know, everybody's looking for a good deal, and sometimes somebody will get rid of something they just don't need or want anymore, but it's still a great item. Y'all got really nice items in there, and someone can pick it up for, you know, pennies on the dollar.
Right, exactly. And we're very blessed in this community because people really do support Fairhaven and the market. You know, they donate, some, like you said, some really nice things, you know, and when they bring it in, some people request what we, like, I want this to go to the shelter specifically, or, so we take it out there for the ladies. But a lot of people understand that everything that comes in that's sold is going back towards, the shelter to help them. And it helps the community, too, to get, where they can get rid of, like, all those items they've had piled up in their house or in a closet, that they've not known what to do with, and so they can bring them to us, know it's going to a good cause.
Right. And folks who just drop off there, what hours can they drop off items that can be sold there at Fairhaven Market?
We are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Okay. In addition to that, y'all have a pickup service too, don't you?
Yes, sir. You can call any day of the week, and we'll schedule a pickup, and it doesn't matter what size the donation or what the donation is. We will come and get it from you. If you're in town and you're at a business, if you want to throw it in the back of your car, if you got a box of clothes, we'll come to your business and pick it up.
Okay, and what number is that they should call?
It's 912-588-1998.
Okay, all right, all that. It's at Fairhaven. And next to you here is Shelby Nichols. Good morning, Shelby.
Good morning.
All right, tell us your involvement with Fairhaven.
Well, my sister worked with the women's shelter, and she told me they needed some help up here with sorting and things like that. And so I came and helped out, and I just loved it, and I loved them, and we had, we clicked. And so now I help them with all of the displaying and changing like the look of the store, because we really keep it looking like it's like a department store. I don't know about you, but when I was growing up, thrift stores, you'd go to get like, older clothes or something zany or a costume even, it wasn't,
right.
That kind of thing. But you can go in our store and, people will come in with a $5 bill and walk out with a buggy full of brand name clothes, and like new stuff. And even our donors, many of our donors who come and drop off, tons of stuff, they'll just go around to the side, drop it off, come park in the parking lot, and then shop for an hour, and they'll buy just as much as they brought, And so I think it's really good. I think, like Karen was saying, I think the community really likes that they can see where their donations are going. It's not just going off into the distance, and maybe it goes where you hope it does, and maybe it doesn't.
Right.
It goes right here,
back in the
stays in
right
Jesup.
Here. Right.
Exactly.
Okay. And so you're down there making sure that everything is, all the stock is in the right places, and things are looking good, and keeping things fresh and updated. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you said you've been working with Fairhaven how long?
About 8 months now.
8 months.
Yes, sir.
And so you're down there helping out and working there at Fairhaven. And what are some of the most popular items that people drop off that people seem to want?
Clothes are our biggest donation.
Clothes?
Definitely clothes. But we also have a surprising amount of furniture that comes in and out. I mean, people will snatch that furniture up just as quick as it comes in, and it stays full.
Okay. And so you've just got a wide variety of items for just about everything in the home.
Yes, sir.
Clothes, all kinds of stuff.
If you were to walk through a department store, it's just the way we've got it set up. We have a huge kitchen section, anything you could need in your kitchen, all the way from appliances down to utensils. We've got a large baby section with anything you'd need for infant care. Right. Tons of toys and kids' things. And then, like I said, a bunch of clothes, furniture, bed linens, just about, and then a huge library of books and electronics.
Okay.
And everything, like she was saying, every day of the week, one of those sections is half off. So if you see something, if you can gamble on it that it'll still be there, you can come back that day of the week and you'll get it half off. But I mean, people come in and they get 2 boxes of books for $0.05 a piece, and then they read them, and then they'll bring them back and donate them again and let somebody else buy them,
So each day of the week, there's a particular section
Yes.
of Fairhaven that's 50% off, right?
That's right.
Okay. And you just find that out when you go down there? Or
We've got flyers
it?
with it on it. We've also got it on signs, and if you like, I could go through it right now.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. On Monday, we do pictures and frames for half off. I think right now she's doing a special that's buy one at 50%, get one for free. So half off and one free. Tuesday, we do electronics and home decor. Home decor would be anything you'd hang on a wall or put on a shelf, like little, decorative things like that. Not furniture, but, anything decoration. Wednesday is all our clothes, jewelry, and accessories. Sometimes we do a toy sale on Wednesdays for like a quarter or 50 cents. Thursday is linens and office supplies, and Friday is kitchen.
Okay. So today is kitchen.
That we do our kitchen is if it's 4 and under, it's a quarter, and if it's 5 and up, it's 50% off. So we're really our Fridays are getting as busy as our Wednesdays.
And so all this at Fairhaven. So, folks, if you got stuff out there, just about anything in your home that is decent and clothes are decent and some things of that sort, just don't get rid of it. Take it down to Fairhaven. They'll sell it, and the money goes to the Fairhaven shelter for abused women and for the children that are with them to be able to help them get back on their feet to start their lives basically over again, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What else would you like to talk about Fairhaven this morning? Anything else?
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. I find that Instagram is just as popular as Facebook is. We do specials every day. We try to do a live feed every day. If, we haven't done a live feed, we've been having people call in and say, will you show us what's in furniture today? And so, you can call in and request that. We do take payments over the phone if you see something. And all those, conveniences because a lot of people work late and they can't get there, but they'll see it on Facebook or Instagram.
And so that's a great service that y'all provide there for folks who are busy during the day and can't get down there.
Exactly.
Okay. And once again, the hours at Fairhaven?
It's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Just Monday through Friday. Mm-hmm. Okay. And drop off anytime during those days also.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we do have 2 boxes for the weekends. If you do need to drop off, we do have 2 drop boxes there. It's way better to do it during the week, so that we can take it right in. But if you have to, we do have the boxes outside.
Okay. And Fairhaven located on Broad Street, right at the end of Magnolia Street here in Jesup. And just a great service that y'all provide to keep the funds going toward the shelter. Bob, anything for our guest this morning from Fairhaven?
Yeah, I want to plug your fundraising event. You got the details on that?
That is kind of on
February
hold for right now.
Yes.
That's kind of on hold for right now,
Yes.
the fundraiser. And as soon as more details come forth on whether that's going to be delayed or not, will be done. It has to do with the government shutdown, what we talked about this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has to do with the government shutdown on the people that would be involved. If the government shutdown is solved soon, the fundraiser will go on as planned. If not, then it'll be set later in the spring.
Exactly.
Okay. And so this morning you had requested the time to possibly talk about that, but since that's kind of based on what the government decides to do, had the opportunity to talk about Fairhaven a little bit this morning, a little more details for folks to know the information about it, how they can go down there and purchase items, how they can donate items, the hours, and the great service that the store provides for these ladies and children there at the shelter. All right. Anything else, y'all?
We just want to thank the community, all the businesses, everybody that already do, donate. Everybody is so supportive. We couldn't do what we do without everybody helping and doing, donating, from where it's, displays from a store that they've gotten new displays to, items they couldn't sell in their store, and they're just, they donate it. So we just want to thank everybody in Wayne County, all the businesses, anybody that helps support Fairhaven and the market. We appreciate you.
Okay. Well, it sounds great. Just a great place. Folks, just go by there. You'll be amazed at what you'll find in there. And, of course, you got those items around your house that you don't need or use anymore, and they're still in pretty decent condition. Drop them off, and so the funds can be used toward the shelter, Fairhaven shelter here in Jesup. All right. Appreciate y'all coming in. Still good luck with everything. Hopefully things will get worked out in Washington, and the fundraiser can be on time. If not, it'll be delayed until March or April, and or to April, and we'll see. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. Bob, any final comments this morning before we head out of the world-famous Butch and Bob Show this morning? I see that you picked the Rams and the Chiefs, right? The Rams and the Chiefs. So you think they'll win. So, folks, put your money on the other 2 teams. No, I'm just kidding. Don't bet. But have a good weekend, Bob. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on Big Dog Country Radio, brought to you by Mike Birch Ford and Blackshear, by the Wolf Animal Hospital on West Cherry Street in Jesup, Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street, and also in downtown Jesup, the Women's Health Center on Cherry at Broad Street.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.